Hello, it's Jim Games here once again and welcome to this new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In this video I'm gonna show you how to create this shoulder swap system. And also we are going to mirror the player animations, as you can see, because otherwise it will look like this. And as you can see, it doesn't look very good. And also, as you can see, the player is looking where the camera is looking. I created that on the last video. I will put the link in the description. So yeah, let's get started. So what we want to do first is we want to go to the third person folder and to the blueprints, and we want to open the BB third person character. And now let's go to the edit and to the project settings. And here under the input, we want to add a new action mapping. Let's open it. Let's call this swap shoulder. And I will map it to like X. You can map it to whatever you want. Okay. Now here on the event draft of the BB third person character, let's right click and let's search for a swap shoulder action input action like this. And what we want to do now is we want to actually create a new variable. This first variable will be called shoulder swapped. Okay, and let's create a category called shoulder swap. Now let's duplicate this so it will automatically put it to the same category. And now let's call this swapping shoulder, like that. Now we want to get our shoulder swapped to here, get, and we want to get not boolean. Then we want to add a branch, so B and left click from the pressed, like this. So when we press this button, it will check if our shoulder is not swapped. After that, if it's not, we want to set the shoulder swap. Actually, sorry, we want to set the swapping shoulder to true. And then we want to set the shoulder swapped to true also. Okay, now let's copy this, Control C, Control V, and duplicate to here, from the true to the top and from the false to the bottom. And here at the bottom, we want to leave the swapping shoulder to true, but the shoulder swapped to false, like that. Now we want to right click and create a timeline, and we want to call this shoulder swap TL, like that. Now we want to connect this top to the play from start, this bottom to the reverse from end. Now let's double click to open this and let's set the length to like 0.25. Okay, you can use different lengths or times if you want, but this will work pretty nicely. Now let's add a float track. Let's right click to add a key and let's set its time to 0 and value to 0. So it's here at the start. Now let's right click from here and let's set the time to 0.25 or whatever is your length and the value to 1. Now let's right click from here and set the key interpolation to auto, and also this key interpolation to auto. It will automatically smooth this curve. Okay, compile, save, and we can close this timeline. Now here, what we want to do is we want to get our camera boom. Let's leave some space here. Let's get it to maybe here. And from here, we want to set socket offset. Now let's split this pin so we can access these float values. Now from the update, let's connect to here, like this. Now from the socket offset Y, we want to lerp, like this. And we want to get our new track. Oh, I didn't want to open it. New track 0 and connect it to the alpha, like that. And I want to align this quickly. And to the A, what we want to do, let's actually create some reroutes here by double clicking. And let's move this down here. Let's fix this later. Now, what we want to do is we want to actually create a new variable again. And let's call this camera offset. And let's set this variable to be float. And let's move it under the shoulder swap. Now compile so we can access the default value. And let's set it to 50, which is our camera boom's socket offset on the Y. Now let's get the camera offset to here. Let's connect it to the A. Now let's get from this again, and let's multiply it by -1, so it will turn it to negative number. Let's connect it to B. Now let's select this and press Q to align. And let's select these reroutes and make them a little bit better, like that. So it's playing from the start, from A to B. The A is the normal offset, and B is the inverted offset, basically. And it's playing with this curve here. So in 0.25 seconds, it will go from 0 to 1. So from A to B. Now, after it has finished, what we want to do, we want to get our swapping shoulder and set it back to the false, so we can access this code again. This is just so you cannot call it when it's in when it's still doing the swapping, so it doesn't glitch out. Okay, compile, save, and let's actually try that. So now let's press X. You can see it's working, but we don't have the animation mirroring working yet. So let's actually do that quickly. So we want to go to our characters folder and to the mannequins, animations, and to the APP Mani. And here on the APP Mani, let's actually move this local to component closer to this lookat, and let's move all these a little bit further so we can add some code here. So after the control rig, let's right click and search for a mirror, misc mirror, this one. Okay. Now let's connect this to here. And we want to select our mirror data table. Let's click on this and create new asset, mirror data table. Let's create it to our third person blueprints folder. And let's call it player mirror data table. Oh, player mirror data table. Save. Now let's select our SK mannequin, or our character's skeleton. Okay, simple as that. It will automatically create it, and it has, if you're using the default Unreal skeleton, it will have all these done automatically. So you don't have to do anything here, basically. So we can close this and go back to here. Now let's connect this back to the local component. Now when we compile, you can see here, this animation will rotate or like mirror itself. And it knows to mirror it on from left to right because of the, I will show you again, because here, when you go to the data table details, you will have to select the mirror axis. It is automatically defaulted as X, which is from left to right. So now when we play, you can see our animation is mirror, but it doesn't mirror when we change the camera. So let's make it do that. So back to the APP Mani. What we want to do is we want to promote this mirror variable to a variable, and we can just call it mirror. Now we want to go, first we want to compile and save, and let's go to the event graph. And here after the calculate look direction, or actually we can do it Let's do it actually here on the 10.2 where we set the is falling. Let's move this a little bit further. Let's get our reference to the player ref, like this. And from this reference, we want to get the shoulder swapped. Get shoulder, no, not set. Get shoulder swapped, like this. Now let's get our mirror and let's set it and connect this to here and set it to this value, as you can see. So it will take the shoulder swapped value and it will set it to be the mirror. So basically these are the same variable now. Compile, save. Now when we play, we press X. You can see it will swap, but it doesn't swap smoothly. So I will show you how to fix that. That will be fixed by going back to the APP Mani, to the anim graph. Here on the mirror with player mirror data table, we have this blend time, but it will not work without this another node. So let's first set this to be like 0.25 or whatever our timeline length is here. 0.25. And after this, what we have to do is inertialization. We have to call this node. It will make it work smoothly. Without this, it will always snap to the unmirrored and to the mirrored state. Okay, compile, save. Now when we play, as you can see, we have everything working perfectly. So we have this nice shoulder swap thing going on here. So yeah, I actually think that was all for this video. If you liked what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one. Bye.